7 years ago, I made a decision to stop drinking alcohol. And when I say I made a decision, I mean it. I didn't try and stop. I wasn't experimenting. I wasn't doing 30 days. I made one clear decision to stop. What happened is I changed the way that I view alcohol, and it was a switch. I just said, that's it, no more. Despite 10 years of struggling, I just decided to stop. And since that day, my life has changed in every single way. I got in the best shape I've ever been in. I got married. I've traveled the entire world. I built the business of my dreams. And none of this would have happened if I continued to drink. So today I'm going to break down the 5 benefits that will happen if you stop drinking alcohol for 1 year. Because these are what I experienced in my life, but through my business, through SoberClear, where I help business people and professionals to stop drinking, I've guided hundreds of people through this as well. So I've got first-hand experience, but I've also helped a lot of people do it. So by the end of this video, not only are you going to be more informed of what to expect, but I'm pretty sure it will motivate you to continue on this path. And hopefully that year will snowball into the rest of your life. So, number 1, I've explained this numerous times, but when I drank alcohol, I always felt like there was this fog over my eyes, like this brain fog where I couldn't think through problems. If I was to, sit down and read a book, my brain would feel scrambled. And it was very hard to think through problems and think clearly. But when I stopped drinking alcohol, within a couple of weeks, maybe a month, there was this overwhelming sense of clarity. I was able to concentrate, I was able to focus, and I was just able to think through things in a much clearer way. And imagine the effect that would have on somebody's life. Clarity of thought is so important, especially with the modern world. Things are so complex now. To get ahead in life, it's not just about working hard, but it's about thinking through things and then being able to work on the right stuff. When I was drinking, I felt like I was dragging myself through the day. Sure, okay, I could survive, but it was very hard to have any breakthroughs and make any serious progress. Now, I know that this can happen to you as well because this is something that almost all of my clients talk about. They say that it's like the old them has come back out. The person that was optimistic and they just knew that they could handle things that were thrown at them. And I promise, when this happens, you will know about it. This is not going to be one of those subtle benefits like, oh, you'll just, feel a bit better. Nah, when this happens, you'll know. But in my own life, this is why I was able to build this business. A lot of the times, what I'm doing is thinking, writing, coming up with ideas. In fact, I've just finished writing a book. I'll talk about that another time, not today. But these kind of things could not be done without a true clear mind. In fact, this is so important to me and something that I've worked on so much that I did a 10-day Vipassana course in Mumbai, India. I don't think you need to go that far. I think stopping drinking is more than enough, but expect this to happen in the first year, even probably the first month. The second benefit that you will experience in the first year will actually depend on you as a person and what you actually do when you stop drinking. So I would say 80% of the people that I work with, when they stop drinking alcohol, I try to encourage them to find one area of their life to put more time and energy into. A lot of people will talk about business or relationships, but the majority are talking about health. Think about it. When you've drank for multiple years, your body's taken a beating. And I'm not trying to belittle you there. My body took the same beating as well, but people are often bloated, they're tired, they just don't feel great, they might have put on weight. And if you're able to address this, the biggest benefit that you'll find is in your energy. So if you stop drinking and just eat ice cream and potato chips and watch TV all day and stay on the couch, of course, this benefit won't happen. But if you start putting more time and energy into planning your meals, nutrition, right? Going back to the gym, maybe hiring a personal trainer, losing a few pounds, of course, you're going to get more energy. See, alcohol drains the living crap out of us. It makes us sluggish, it makes us lethargic, it makes us put on weight, our body's working overtime to get rid of the poison inside of us. So when you remove all of that and you replace that with healthy food, with exercise, with proper sleep, the energy is going to be incredible. And again, this isn't something that you're going to need to wait a year to experience, but over a year, it's just going to get better and better. But it's important that you prioritize doing things that are healthy, that will actually increase your energy. So maybe if you're on this path right now, maybe it's time for you to hire a trainer. Or maybe it's time to sign up to some sort of race and actually make this a bigger priority. So the third benefit, and this is going to be quite obvious, but when we drink alcohol, we might not show up for the people that we love in the best way. We might not be fully present. We might, be distracted. We might be tired. We might be lethargic. So then when we're connecting with our children, our work colleagues, our spouses, we're not fully there. And if you've drank for a number of years, the relationships that you've got in your life, they might not be the best. For some of us, we may have done so much damage that they're irreparable, but I'm sure that there are people in your life that love you, that wanted to see you get better, they wanted to see you stop drinking, and I promise you, when you stop drinking alcohol, you will have the energy and the clarity to invest into the people that matter to you. I've worked with people who have said their wives have just fallen back in love with them. I've heard people rebuild relationships with children where they'd kind of got a bit distant. And one of the best things I hear is when a mother or father say that the children are proud of them. And also, in the first year, you might just find that some relationships in your life no longer serve you. You might find that certain people fall away and you just don't connect with them the same now you don't drink. This can be a challenge, but it's just a natural part of you evolving and growing. Just because you're stopping drinking and you're growing and evolving, it doesn't mean that everybody else will want to follow you. And that's okay. Some people are with you for a reason, and some people are with you for a season. But the good thing is that you just free up space for people that you're more in alignment with. Now, the fourth thing, and this one is going to be the best feeling that you'll probably ever have. But when you stop drinking, eventually you will hit this feeling of relief. Now, in my experience, this happened within the first few days of stopping, but I got this overwhelming sense of, it's done, I'm never going back. And I felt this feeling of, I'm free. I'm actually free. Because when I drank, it always felt like I was a prisoner. I felt like I was locked up and there was no escape, but when I finally stopped, it was this rush, like this euphoria that just took over me. And still to this day, when I reflect on what it was like when I was drinking, I still get this feeling. It's not as severe as it was in the first year. Because in the first year, there were many times where I'd go to a place or I was with somebody that I might have drank with, and then that would just give me that reminder of like, oh, I'm really not drinking anymore. In the first year, this feeling was the strongest, but then over time, this is now my baseline. This is just normal. So you can expect this in the first year, this overwhelming sense of relief. However, this only happens if you've changed the way that you view alcohol. If you still think alcohol is a beneficial thing and you kind of hold it on this pedestal and you feel like you've given something up, you might never experience this. So reframing alcohol is really the number one thing that you can do. As long as you see it as something that provides no benefits whatsoever, this relief will definitely hit you. Now, the fifth benefit, and this is the one that I'm hoping will help you carry things on for the rest of your life, but the fifth benefit is all about feedback loops. So if you've tried to stop drinking for a number of months or years and you've not been successful, then what do you think happens? Well, let's say you set a goal to run a marathon, right? Drop 30 pounds, make a certain amount of money in your work. If you've been telling yourself that you're going to stop drinking and you don't follow through with that, the relationship that you build with yourself isn't the best. You don't truly believe that you can say you're going to do something and then actually follow through. But when you finally stop drinking, after a certain period of time, it might be 3, 6, 9 months, I don't know when this is going to hit you, but eventually when you realize it's done, you can actually stick to your word. I promise you one thing, that will give you belief in every area of your life. It starts to feel like the world is your oyster again. Like you can run the 5K, right? You can make the $10 million. You can marry that person or be there better for your family or whatever it is. I don't know the exact things that you might want to do, but I know for sure that the belief that you will have in yourself after you finally stop drinking alcohol, it's going to blow you away. You don't even know what you're capable of. I promise you, you are capable of so much. I work with so many people who build incredible lives, but they drink. They've been operating at 20 or 30% for decades, but they still have good lives. What do you think happens to somebody like that when they stop drinking? They 10x, they 20x, they 100x, because the belief that you will get in yourself once you conquer this it will spill into everything. That's exactly what happened to me. That's what will happen to you. However, if you go back to drinking, guess what? The belief will go and you're back to the very same starting point, which is why you need to just keep it going. Don't look back. And if you click this video on the screen right now, I'm going to show you some of the warning signs that alcohol could be damaging you. You definitely want to check this out next.